Hi, RhinoCats. It is Miss Mary Louise. Welcome to Operations Tuesday. Every Tuesday, we're going to be coming together for math and talking about and practicing all things operations. When I'm talking about operations, I am not talking about surgery. I'm talking about mathematical operations like subtraction, multiplication, and division. Now, today we're just going to stick with addition and subtraction. And obviously, we all are on different grade levels. We all have different abilities. So I'm going to cover a couple different addition and subtraction strategies today before we get into our individual assignments. So first things first, I wanted to take a look at some single digit, meaning one digit, addition and subtraction. So when we are adding or subtracting single digits like 5 plus 3, one strategy we can use is our fingers, right? So we can start with the bigger number. I always start with the bigger number when I am adding, just because that way I don't have to add on as much. So if you start with the bigger number, you don't have to add on as much. So when we're adding 5 plus 3 on our fingers, we'd start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? We don't want to start over. We want to continue counting from that hand forward. So 5, 6, 7, 8. So we could use our hands to count that way. We could also use a number line to help us. Now, typically we have laminated number lines that we use at school. We didn't take those home with us over break. So if you'd like, you can make your own number line. When you're subtracting using a number line, your number line can start at 0 and it just has to go up to whatever number you're subtracting from. Okay, so your bigger number will go at the end of our number line. We can make it from 0 to 6, and then this way we can hop back 2 times, right? If we're subtracting 6 minus 2, we would start at 6 and we would hop back twice. So 1, 2, I didn't follow that very well, but either way, it got us back to 4. So that's how a number line can be helpful. Same thing with addition. For your assignments today, friends that are adding with single digits or adding within 20, it might be a good idea to go ahead and make your number line to 20 if you want to make a number line, because you may be adding numbers that are greater than 10. So I wouldn't just stop at 10. So when we use a number line for adding, we can, once again, we see here that our problem is 7 plus 8, but I started with 8 because 8 is the higher number. So start with 8 and then jump 7 over 1. I cannot do this unless I look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We landed on 15. So that's how we can use our number line to add and subtract. Another helpful strategy is to draw a picture or use objects to count, okay? So your drawings don't have to be super fancy. You can see here that I just drew dots or drew squares. So 4 plus 4. I like to, whatever I'm adding, I like to keep it a different color or a different type of object. So I did 4 solid circles plus 4 empty circles, and that gave me 8. All right. 9 minus 5, I drew out 9 squares total because that is my bigger number. I'm subtracting from it, so I'm not going to get anything greater. So 9 squares, then I crossed out 5 to take them away, ended up with 4. All right, so those are some strategies for some single digit addition and subtraction. When we get into multi-digit addition or subtraction, that's when we're adding or subtracting with numbers that are more than 1 digit. I like to write my problems down so I can see it visually. That really helps me. I know that sometimes we like to add in our head to impress ourselves or others, but it's so important for us to write our problems down just to make sure that we're adding them or subtracting them correctly. So when we write our problems down, we want to make sure that we're writing them vertically. That means up and down, because we want to make sure we're lining up our tens and our ones. And I'm going to get into place value more later this week, but just for today, I'm going to kind of skim through it quickly. So you want to make sure that you're lining up your tens and your ones, right? So 16 plus 8, I would make sure my 8 is under my 6. And I'm going to have to carry, right? Because 8 plus 6 is going to give me a number that's greater than 10. So when you have numbers you're adding that are greater than 10, you are going to have to carry the 10 over to the tens column. So 6 plus 8, I'm going to drop my 4 for 14. I'm going to carry over my 10. So I'm going to say that is 1 plus 1. That 1 really represents a 10, right? Same with this one. In 16, 1 plus 1, that gives us 2 or 20. 24 would be our answer there. For 25 minus 7, I wanted to represent it with my tens and ones box that I drew out. If you don't want to draw it out this way, if that doesn't help you, that's totally fine. I just want to make sure, or I want you guys to make sure that you are lining up your problems. That's why I'm rewriting them when they come in this horizontal format. I want to make sure that I line up my tens and my ones. So 25 minus 7, when we're subtracting, guys, and we're subtracting a bigger number from a smaller number, we're going to have to borrow. Okay, so once again, super important that our numbers are lined up. We take away a 10, we borrow a 10 from this 20. So we turn that into a 1 or into a 10, and we give a 10 to the 5. All right, so the 5 turns into 15. 15 minus 7 is going to give us 8. And then we have borrowed our 1. And so we have a 1 left. 1 minus 0 is 1. All right. So for your assignments today, guys, we are going to once again go into IXL. We are going to go into learning, into math, into topics, into mixed operations. Remember, we're working with operations, which means addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. So divided up into skills. In first grade skills, addition and subtraction facts up to 20. J period 5, I want my friends CS and MW to complete that. For my second grade skills, L period 1, add and subtract numbers up to 100. I want my friends IG, DA, SG, KT, and RU to complete this. I need to bring RU over. I messed up on some of these posters. For third grade skills, M period 9, I want NB to do addition and subtraction word problems. All right, and some examples that I'll quickly run through here together. And once again, guys, if you have specific questions about addition or subtraction, we can get into those later during our check-in phone calls. I know that this has been a lot in a very brief run through. So for our single digit addition friends, you may see problems like 2 plus 7 equals, and then it's going to give you a blank box you have to fill in. It may give you some answers to choose from, or you may just have to solve it on your own. So I know that I want to start with my bigger number so I can add on less. It's easier that way. So I start with my 7, I bring it in, and I say 7, 8, 9. So I use my fingers for that one to count on because it was easy to count on too. So 7, 8, 9, my answer would be 9. Once again, if you wanted to draw out circles or count with objects around your house, feel free. Moving into my multi-digit addition, as you can see, I've lined up my 18 plus 3. And you have some boxes to fill in below. So we want to start in our ones column in case we have to carry. So 8 plus 3, I'm gonna start with my 8 once again. That's my bigger number, 8, 9, 10, 11. I've got a number that's greater than 10, right? So I'm gonna put my 1 down for 11, carry my 1 for 10, and then I'm gonna say 1 plus 1 is 2. That's gonna give me 22. 1. All right. If you have a word problem you're solving, you want to make sure and read the entire word problem to figure out, am I adding? Am I subtracting? What am I trying to solve? So, reading this out loud together, Joan read 32 pages of a book yesterday. Today she read 66. How many did she read in all? So it's asking us to add, right? I see my keyword in all. I know that I'm adding together. So once again, I would line these up. I would write them vertically, stack up our tens and ones on top of each other. Say 32 plus 66. All right. I'm going to start in my ones column in case I have to carry. So I'm going to say 6 plus 2. That gives me 8. I counted on from 6, 7, 8. I don't have a number bigger than 10. 8's not bigger than 10, so I don't have to carry anything. I move on to my tens column. I have 6 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Started with my bigger number there, 98. So then you'd go back and type in 98 pages in all. All right, RhinoCats, I hope that was helpful. Once again, I know it's a lot of information. We're all on different levels right now. So if we have any specific questions, I can help answer those during my calls later today. Make sure you're going into IXL, completing your mixed operations problem, whether it's addition and subtraction facts up to 20, addition and subtraction facts up to 100, or working with addition and subtraction word problems. All right, good luck.